Hello guys and welcome back. So in the last video we created the comment repository and also the comment model. Let's go ahead and save these and close them. Now in this video let's create the comments sheet. Okay, I'm gonna call it comment sheet. Okay, so let's in the social here, let's click new file. Let's call this comments sheet dot dat. Okay, so this is obviously going to be a stateful widget comments sheet, and then now here in this comment sheet I'm gonna return the I'm gonna use the draggable scrollable sheet, this one. Okay, the draggable scrollable sheet, and then first let's put some arguments. So like initial child size, this one I'm gonna say 0.9, and then max child size I'm gonna say 0.95, and then mean child size I'm gonna say 0.5. okay, it's going to be like this. And then now we need to create a builder. Okay, context, and then let's have the scroll controller here. Okay, scroll controller, and then we have to return the widget. Okay, so let's see if the assistant will quickly create that. Okay, let's just create this and then see how we can quickly just show this. Okay, we still have the problem with the brackets, but I'm gonna go with this so that I can have a look at how this will look. Okay, what is the bracket which is missing? That one, and then we are missing another bracket, and then what are we missing here? Let's see. Okay, here we need to close it. Then what are we missing here? We need this bracket. Okay, what are we missing here? So here we need to close it, and then we're gonna need that. Okay, we're getting an error. Maybe we need it inside here. Yeah, so yeah, that's going to be the default one. So this image, we know that it's just written code here. So what we can do is for this avatar, let's use our, for now let's just get the icon. Okay, icon which comes from icons person. Okay, it's not going to allow us. Let's remove that, and then instead of the background image, let's have a child which is going to be icon.person, like this. So let's give it just a try the way it's looking like this, the one generated by our assistant, so that we just know how it looks. So we need to go in the comments button here, and then we need to show that one. Okay, so is this the what's this bottom? Not this one. Let's close that. Where is the comments button? We need to come to the wallpaper details and then comments button here. So in this comment button, on this gesture detector, let's create what's this? This is a stateful widget. So let's create a method here called show comments sheet. Okay, so this is going to be a void method. Just localize it, show comments sheet. Let's close it out, and then here all we have to do is to show model bottom sheet. Okay, then in this model bottom sheet we need to show that our comments sheet. Okay, so first of all, let's put is scrollable boolean. Okay, is scrollable to true, and then after this we're going to put the background color. So we want to put the transparent colors dot transparent, And then next we have to create this builder. Okay, so here is just going to be the context, and then we have to return the comments, our comments sheet that we just created. Comments sheet, did we call it that? Comment sheet, where is that? Comments sheet. Okay, we misspelled it. Let's rename comments sheet. Even here we need to correct it. Let's rename this correctly, comments sheet. Okay, now here we need to call that comments sheet like that. Okay, let's put a comma and then let's close it out. Okay, so yeah, for now we're not passing anything, so this can be constant. Okay, now on tab here we need to call our show comments sheet. Okay, now we can bring this up and then run the application. Let's just wait for it. We want to see how our basic comment sheets look like. Okay, let's get into any of these and then let's click here. Yes, so this is going to be our comment sheet. You can see it's scrollable, okay, with some basic data here. Okay, once we click here, we want to bring up the comments. Okay, so we want something like this. Okay, great. Now let's jump to comments sheet and then just let's create this now. All right, so first we only need to pass the wallpaper ID, okay, because we want to get the wallpapers related to this wallpaper. Okay, I mean the comments related to this wallpaper ID. We need to pass that. Okay, let's initialize it here. Come on. What's wrong with our assistant? Final wallpaper ID. Okay, so we need to pass this wallpaper ID. Okay, what is the problem here? Yeah, we need to pass the wallpaper ID. Now here, let's initialize first we need a text editing controller. Okay, text editing controller for the wallpaper. This is going to be a comment controller. This is going to be text editing controller. Let's close it out. Next, we're gonna initialize the comments repository. Okay, comments repository. This is going to be the comment repository. It's going to be the comment repository. And then when we submit a comment, like below here, we're going to have a input field. When we submit, we want to keep the boolean that we are sending the comment. So let's have a boolean let's call it is submitting, which is going to be equal to false. Okay, now we need to have a dispose method. Okay, so here what we need to dispose is the comments controller dot dispose. Okay, yeah, I think that's all. Here we need to create the method to submit comment. Okay, submit comment. Okay, we need to create this method later on, but before that, first let's create our widget here. So first let's initialize the theme here. Okay, final theme, because we're going to use this a lot. So theme dot of context. Okay, we are going to use this a lot to cater for light and dark theme. Okay, now next let's just get started here on this container. Let's make some decoration. Okay, so box decoration, this is white, but instead of white now we want to use our theme because we want to cater for both light and dark theme. So we're going to say theme dot surface color scheme. Okay, what's the problem? Let's remove the constant keyword here. theme.color-scheme.surface. Okay, that's what we're gonna use here as a color. And then let's get the border radius. So the border radius, let's only have the top part. Okay, yeah, it's just exactly the same what it's doing here, but let's just add the constant. Okay, we just want the borders to be on the top. And then next, instead of just putting the list here, let's put this in the column because we want to show that this is comments. Okay, so let's wrap this list view in a column. Okay, now in this column, first child, let's have a container which tells us let's actually not really which tells us, we're gonna put everything in this container. Okay, because we want to style it as well. Okay, so first let's have a container. Okay, you can put the comma there, and then this container, let's give it a height of let's say 4, and then the width is going to be something like 40, and then the margin, let's give it a constant of edge insert dot what are we going to use here? Let's use symmetric, and then vertical, let's get 8.0. okay, now after this, let's have a decoration. So here we need to have a box decoration with a color, which is also going to be coming from the theme.color-scheme.surface. okay, and then right after this color, we're going to have a border radius, which is going to be this one. Let's keep a smaller one, which is a circular one, something like 2. okay, great. Now after this container, let's have wrap this again under a padding widget. Okay, let's wrap this under a padding widget, and then the padding, let's have something like 16. So next, after this, we're gonna now have a row. Okay, as a child. So this one, okay, actually I'm just gonna remove this from here because it has to be the child of, because this padding now, let me cut this padding is where I want to put the comment and the button here to cancel. Okay, so this list is going to be below here. Okay, now here this padding is going to have a child of a row. Okay, this row, we know that it's going to have children. Okay, and then the children of the row, first of all, let's have the main axis alignment, main axis alignment dot space between. Okay, now let's have the children here. So the first child is going to be the text, which obviously says comments. Okay, and then we need to give this comments style. Okay, let's style, which comes from text style. And then maybe first let's start with a font color, font size, which is going to be 20. And then what next? Font weight dot bold, and then the color also is going to come from theme dot color scheme dot on surface. Okay, I'm gonna call on surface this one. Let's put a comma. So now that we have that, and then maybe we can give it a try the way it is. But before that, after this child, okay, let me bring this down so that you can see this. Okay, after this text, let's have an icon. Okay, icon button. I'm gonna use the icon button. Okay, this is just going to be the close. Okay, so on pressed, let's just close that. Okay, we have to pop the bottom sheet. Okay, navigator dot pop, and then we need to call context here. Okay, that's it. Now here we need to put the icon. Okay, click close icon. It's going to be icon, which comes from icons dot close. Okay, maybe also let's give it a color, which will come from the theme dot color scheme dot on surface. Okay, so yeah, that's gonna be it. And then right after this padding, what we want to do is we can also add a divider here. Okay, divider. So this is just going to, let's just give it a color, which comes from, again, theme dot color scheme dot outline color. Okay, outline. Now next, after this, that's when we're going to have this, but this now we need to put it inside the expanded widget. Okay, so that it takes the rest of the screen. Okay. So right after this one, in the bottom here, we need to put the edit field. Okay, input field. Okay, input field like this. Okay, now that we have this, we're gonna put this input field later on, but let's have a look. So we need to go back in the comments button and pass in the wallpaper ID. Okay, so here we need to remove this constant, and then let's pass in the wallpaper ID, which is going to come from widget dot wallpaper ID. Now let's first take this back and then hot reload. And then if we click here, okay, what's going on? Let's click again. Yeah, we want something like this. Now you can see that we have these comments, and then we can close it. We know that now this is going to be the comments. Okay, now you can see that you can even scroll of these. Even inside here, you can scroll through the comments, and then we can also just close it like that. Okay, great. So let's continue. Let's go back in the comments sheet and then come here. Next, we want to return the input field over here. Okay,